Luiz Felipe Scolari e Florin Cui 3/4 I, ComIH, also known as Felipão in Brazil and as Phil Scolari or Big Phil in the English-speaking world, is a World Cup-winning Brazilian football manager and former defender. After winning the World Cup for Brazil in 2002, he also served as the manager of the Portuguese national team from July 12, 2003 to June 30, 2008. As Portugal's manager, he led them to the final of the Euro in 2004, which they lost 1-0 to Greece in an upset, as well as leading them to a fourth-place finish in the World Cup in 2006. Scolari also led Portugal in the Euro in 2008, but resigned after losing 3-2 to Germany in the second round. He was succeeded by Carlos Queiroz on July 5, 2008. After a return to club management, notably at Chelsea in the Premier League, Scolari was hired again as the manager of the Brazil national team in 2012. He led them to victory at the 2013 Confederations Cup, and in the 2014 World Cup. After the Brazil national team finished fourth overall from a dismal 7-1 loss to Germany in the semi-finals, and a 3-0 loss to the Netherlands in the third-place match, he was dismissed by the Brazilian Football Confederation. Playing career: Scolari was born in Passo Fundo, Rio Grande do Sul. A defender regarded as more uncompromising than skillful, he was known among his contemporaries as Perna de Pau. Scolari followed in the footsteps of his father Benjamin, who was also a Brazilian professional footballer. His playing career encompassed spells with Caxias, Juventude, Novo Hamburgo, and CSA, and often captained his sides. It was with CSA that he won his only major title as a player, the Alagoano State Championship. Managerial career: early career: upon retiring as a player in 1982, he was appointed manager of CSA, winning the Alagoano State Championship in his first season. After spells with Juventude, Brasil de Pelotas and Al-Shabaab of Saudi Arabia, he moved to Grêmio, one of the biggest and most traditional clubs in Brazil, where he won the 1987 Gaucho State Championship, and Goiás, another big and traditional Brazilian club. Kuwait: he then had a 2-year stint in charge of Kuwaiti side Al-Qadisiyah Kuwait, with whom he won the prestigious Kuwait Emir Cup in 1989. This was followed by a brief stint as manager of the Kuwait national team, winning the 10th Gulf Cup in Kuwait. Coritiba: Scolari returned to Brazil to coach Coritiba. He stayed for just 3 matches, losing all of them. After the last loss, he ran away from the club by means of boarding the winners' team bus back to his hometown and did not return even to collect wages. Criciúma and returned to Kuwait. Scolari coached Criciúma to their first major national title, Copa do Brasil. He returned to club management in the Middle East, managing ʻlaɾi and a second spell at Al-Qadisiyah. Grêmio: in 1993, Scolari returned to Grêmio, where he was criticized by the Brazilian media for playing a non-Brazilian pragmatic style of football. He won 6 titles in only 3 years, including the Copa Libertadores in 1995, which qualified them for the Intercontinental Cup, which they lost to AFC Ajax on penalties. The following year they won the Brazilian Championship. His team featured no real superstar and depended on workman-like players such as Paraguayan right-back Francisco Arce, the tough-tackling midfielder Dinu, Paulo Nunes, and centre-forward Mario Jardel. Jabilo Iwata: in 1997, Scolari became manager of J-League side Jabilo Iwata, but left after 11 games and shortly afterwards took charge of Palmeiras back in Brazil. Palmeiras: in 3 years, Scolari led Palmeiras to the Copa do Brasil, the Mercosul Cup, and their first Copa Libertadores title with a win on penalties over Deportivo Cali of Colombia. They were also runners-up to Manchester United in the 1999 Intercontinental Cup. He was named South American Coach of the Year for 1999. Cruzeiro: in 2000, Scolari was appointed to manage Cruzeiro, coaching them for a year. Brazil: in June 2001, Scolari was appointed manager of his native Brazil, who with 5 matches remaining were in danger of not qualifying for the 2002 FIFA World Cup. Despite losing his first match 1-0 to Uruguay, Scolari eventually guided the team to qualification. In the build-up to the finals, Scolari refused to include veteran striker Romario in his squad, despite public pressure and a tearful appeal from the player himself. Brazil entered the tournament unfancied, but wins over Turkey, China Prairie, Costa Rica, Belgium, England, and Turkey again took them to the final, where they beat Germany 2-0 with 2 goals from Ronaldo to win their 5th FIFA World Cup title. At the end of 2002, Scolari resigned as the manager of Brazil. Portugal, Scolari took over as manager of Portugal in 2003 and oversaw their preparations as host nation for UEFA Euro 2004. In the finals, Portugal got through the group stages and saw off England in the quarter-finals on penalties before beating the Netherlands in the semi-finals. However, in the final, they were beaten in a massive 1-0 upset by tournament underdogs Greece. He managed Portugal in the 2006 World Cup and Germany where they reached the semi-finals, again coming out victorious in the quarter-finals against England. But they did not reach the final due to a semi-final defeat against eventual runners-up France. Following the tournament, Scolari was very heavily linked with the England manager's job, but he ultimately opted to remain as Portugal coach. Scolari took Portugal to Euro 2008 where they reached the knockout stages by winning Group A before being eliminated by Germany in the quarter-finals. During the tournament, he announced that he would be joining English Premier League side Chelsea for the 2008 Euro 09 season. Return to club management, Chelsea. Scolari took over as manager of Chelsea on July 1, 2008. This was announced shortly after Portugal's Euro 2008 match against the Czech Republic on June 11. With this appointment, Scolari became the first World Cup winning manager to manage in the Premier League. In previous press conferences, Scolari had talked about tantrums and triumphs, and had a reputation as a tough and unpredictable person. When asked whether his decision to join Chelsea was financial, he responded, "Yes, that is one of the reasons." But he added, "I'm 59 and I don't want to work as a coach until I'm 70. I want to retire in 4 or 5 years, so it was a financial matter but there are other things." He also said, "I could offer my son the opportunity to study elsewhere. You only get this kind of opportunity once, so you take it or leave it," but it was not only financial. Scolari later said that he had turned down an offer to manage Manchester City. Scolari's first match in charge of Chelsea was a friendly match against Chinese side Guangzhou Pharmaceutical. Chelsea won 4-0. He made FC Barcelona midfielder Deco, a player he was familiar with on the Portuguese national team, his first signing for a fee of around £8 million, but was subsequently frustrated in his attempts to sign Brazilian international Robinho from Real Madrid. Scolari's career as Chelsea manager in the Premier League got off to a good start with a 4-0 victory over 2008 FA Cup winners Portsmouth. Under Scolari, Chelsea had the biggest away win of the club in 5 years, in which Chelsea won 5-0 at the Riverside Stadium in October 2008. It was also the club's biggest win ever at Middlesbrough. Scolari was sacked as Chelsea manager on February 9, 2009 after a run of poor form culminating in a 2-0 defeat at Liverpool followed by frustrating 0-0 home draw with Hull City. The club's stated reason for his removal was that the results and performances of the team appeared to be deteriorating at a key time in the season. Scolari's replacement at Chelsea for the remainder of the 2008 Euro 2009 season was the Dutch GUS Hiddink, who was also managing the Russian national team at the same time. Bunyodkor. On June 6, 2009, he was spotted in attendance at Uzbekistan's World Cup qualifier against Japan, and on June 8, 2009, Scolari revealed that he had signed an 18-month contract with the Uzbekistani champions Bunyodkor. The contract made Scolari the highest-paid football manager in the world, earning $13 million a year. He left by mutual consent on May 29, 2010 after failing to guide Bunyodkor past the last 16 in the AFC Champions League, although he cited concern regarding his son's education as the key reason. Return to Palmeiras. On June 13, 2010, Scolari was announced Palmeiras' new manager. he signed a 2.5-year contract. He won the Copa do Brasil with the team. On September 13, 2012, Scolari, after bad results in 2012 Campeonato Brasileiro, left by mutual consent. Returned to international management for Brazil, on November 28, 2012, after more than 2 months without a club, Scolari returned to management with the Brazil national football team, replacing the outgoing Mano Menezes. He was tasked with winning the 2014 FIFA World Cup, a competition he had previous success in, having won the 2002 FIFA World Cup. He lost his first game upon his return to England 2-1 at the Wembley Stadium. He beat Japan 3-0 in the opening game of the 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup, with goals from Neymar on the 3rd minute, Paulinho on the 48th minute, and Jai on the 90th minute. 3 days later, his team won 2-0 over Mexico, with Neymar scoring again on the 9th minute. He defeated Uruguay 2-1 in the semi-final match of the 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup in a tough draw, with goals from Fred in the 41st minute paired with a late goal from Paulinho in the 86th minute. In the final, Brazil defeated Spain 3-0 with a brace from Fred and a goal from Neymar. At the 2014 FIFA World Cup, Brazil were defeated 7-1 by Germany at the semi-final stage, equaling their biggest defeat at the World Cup, the most goals conceded in their World Cup history, and its first home loss in a competitive match since 1975. Scolari described this as the worst day of my life. Personality. Scolari is famous for his temper and for his histrionic performance beside the field while the match is going on, reacting strongly to both the best and the worst moments of his team. A good example of his fierce temper was a September 12, 2007 qualifying match for Euro 2008 against Serbia when, at the end of the game, and after the referee had blown the whistle for a 1-1 draw, Scolari threw a left hook at Serbian player Ivica Dragutinović's face that ended up grazing his cheek. Scolari's character, however, is often seen as a good point, instead of a drawback, because he tries to keep the players free of external pressures. He usually demands a lot more freedom than most coaches are allowed and is bent on exerting a somewhat discretionary power. Some critics mostly agree that his unique character was very beneficial to the Portuguese national team, which had a tradition of talented players but never won anything because of excessive intervention from the federation, the clubs, and the players' agents, as well as a lack of a true team spirit. In the 2002 FIFA World Cup, he gave each of his players photocopies of chapters from Sun Tzu's The Art of War, a Chinese military strategy treatise written during the 6th century BC. He also gave the team recordings of a Vite Sangalo Festa video clip to enforce the Brazilian spirit and motivate the team engagement. During his career, the media has been fond of pointing out Scolari's facial resemblance to actor Gene Hackman and Marlon Brando's portrayal of Don Vito Corleone in the film The Godfather. Scolari also holds Italian citizenship, since his family emigrated from Veneto. He is said to be a fan of Grêmio and Palmeiras, both of which he has managed. He is reported to be a fan of Nottingham Forest, having watched their successes under Brian Clough in the 1970s. Religion. Scolari has always been known for his Catholic faith. Statistics. Managerial, as of July 12, 2014. Honours. Manager, Club, CSA, Campeonato Alagoano, 1982, Al-Qadisiyah Kuwait, Kuwait Emir Cup, 1989, Criciúma, Copa do Brasil, 1991, Grêmio, Campeonato Brasileiro XR Copyright ʻlaɾi, 1996, Copa do Brasil, 1994, Campeonato Gaúcho, 1987, 1995, 1996, Copa Libertadores, 1995, Recopa Sudamericana, 1996, Palmeiras, Copa do Brasil, 1998, 2012, Copa Mercosul, 1998, Copa Libertadores, 1999, Torneio Rio São Paulo, 2000, Copa Sul Minas, 2001, Bunyodkor, Uzbek League, 2009, International, Kuwait, Gulf Cup of Nations, 1990, Brazil, FIFA World Cup, 2002, FIFA Confederations Cup, 2013, Portugal, UEFA Euro runner-up, 2004, FIFA World Cup 4th place, 2006, Orders, Medal of Merit, Order of the Immaculate Conception of Vila Viaduct Section Nosa. He has also Italian citizenship. He is an Italian Brazilian because his grandparents were Italian immigrants. References. External links: Luiz Felipe Scolari, a Euro FIFA competition record, Transfermarkt profile.